What is the lesson from the 2024 election?
Pick a better candidate without using DEI, run them through the primary process like normal, make sure they don't lie and focus on the American people.
I'm hearing a lot of theories, and most of them are wrong.
Okay, educate me, Weeble.
We need to take stock of why we are being held hostage to the far left.
Yes.
It's certainly not that Democrats need to move to the right. Oh, please.
Well, more center would be to the right, but okay, just do exactly what you've been doing.
That's both morally wrong and bad politics.
Morally wrong? I guess 50 million people have bad morals, and all the churchgoers that voted on the right, morally wrong.
And it's not that Harris ran a bad campaign. I think she ran a good one.
You would think that, Crustacean. That's why she got trounced in the popular vote for the first time in many years and lost all the swing states. But yeah, it was a good one.
Given that she only had 3 months to do it in.
She only had 3 months because soggies like this dude propped up a senile meatbag so they could skip the primary process.
And while yes, misogyny and racism absolutely played a role.
Prove it, you demon! Have you ever just considered she sucks and happens to be a woman in a person of color?
Here's the real lesson. A top issue for most Americans was the economy. Well, the economy has improved over the last 4 years, according to standard economic measures.
Bro, are you sure about that? What measures? Record inflation and cost of goods, lowering real wages? What measures? The only thing cooking is the stock market, and you say that's the evil 1%.
Most Americans without college degrees, that's the majority, have not felt it. These Americans overwhelmingly voted for Trump. In fact, most Americans without college degrees have not felt much economic improvement for 4 decades.
Yeah, bro, and Democrats had power for 12 of the last 16 years, and the cost of government has skyrocketed through all administrations. What does that tell you? Maybe the left and the bureaucracy ain't so good at fixing this.
Adjusted for inflation, the typical income of the bottom 90% is stuck nearly where it was in the early 1990s, even though the economy is more than twice as large.
Yeah, when you bring in 30 million illegals that undercut American wages, take American jobs, raise all the social costs, and then they siphon that money off and ship it overseas, and you hire inefficient government workers that take away private sector workers that are super inefficient and cost a ton of money. That tends to happen, dog.
Most of the gains have gone to the top, leaving many Americans frustrated and angry. Trump gave voice to that anger.
Not just a voice, dog, but a meaningful plan of execution.
Harris did not. The real lesson of 2024 is that Democrats must not just give voice to the anger, but also explain how record inequality has corrupted our system and commit to limiting the political power of big corporations and the super rich.
No, they need to limit the power of the bureaucracy. Who do you think pays all those wages? What is the economy? It's the corporations. The government produces nothing.
The basic bargain used to be that if you worked hard and played by the rules, you'd do better. And your children would do even better than you.
That's still true, and it would be even more so if the bureaucracy wasn't getting in the way and bleeding you dry to send money overseas.
But over the past few decades, that bargain has become a sham. The middle class has shrunk. Why? While Republicans steadily cut taxes on the rich, allowing inequality to skyrocket, many Democrats abandoned the working class.
They cut taxes for everybody, and the rich being included in that everybody means they also got taxes cut for them. And how do you think that those rich people got rich? By taking that money and investing it productively into people, employees, economy, equipment, so they could get more of it.
Democrats and Republicans alike embraced free trade deals that hurt American workers. They deregulated finance and allowed Wall Street to become a high-stakes gambling casino. Both parties let big corporations gain enough market power to keep prices and profit margins high.
Yes, exactly. Both parties. So why should we want to give that same bureaucratic system that created this mess more power and more money? Which of them wants to grow the size of government faster? Which of the one has all the backing of all the major corporations? Which one, Weeble?
They let corporations bust unions and slash payrolls. They bailed out Wall Street when its gambling addiction threatened to blow up the entire economy, but never bailed out homeowners who lost everything.
Yes, that's exactly right. The bureaucrats bailed them out. They're the ones that squandered all our money. They're the ones that enabled it. And it wasn't just the right, it was the left too. Why would we want to give that system more power, more red tape, and more money?
They welcomed big money into their campaigns and delivered quid pro quos that rigged the market in favor of big corporations and the wealthy.
Exactly. They rigged it. They're the ones that created the wealth gap. They're the ones that created the inequality. They're the ones that created the system the way that it is. By design, on purpose, both parties. If the bureaucrats had gotten out of the way and let the free markets do its thing, then there would have been an equivalent amount of competition that would have competed for those dollars with quality and output. And all of those big corporations would have leveled out because of competition and pricing. It was the bureaucrats that got in the way that made it unfair. They created this.
Now, Joe Biden redirected the Democratic Party back toward its working class roots with vigorous antitrust enforcement, stronger enforcement of labor laws, and major investments in manufacturing, infrastructure, semiconductors, and clean energy.
No, he didn't. Those things only exacerbated the issues because he used our money to finance that. And all that did was make the rich people that you just said he rigged it for even richer by using our money. That's not working class. That's the complete opposite of it. You have the problem right, but the solution is trash. It's completely backwards, dog.
The Republican Party says it's on the side of working people, but its policies have and will hurt workers even more. Trump's tariffs will drive up prices.
No, the threat of tariffs will be used as leverage to negotiate more favorable terms with countries that have been screwing us for decades. It will have the exact opposite effect of what you're saying.
His expected retreat from antitrust enforcement will allow giant corporations to get even bigger and drive up prices even higher.
No, Weeble, the bureaucracy creates monopolies. There would be no monopolies without the bureaucracy getting in the way. All of those antitrust laws are so many times invested and spent the wrong way. We just saw them block the merger of Spirit Airlines, and customers will suffer as a result. It always has the opposite of effect of their stated intent. This has happened 1,000,000 times over through history. When will you learn, Weeble?
Republicans will extend and expand Trump's tax cuts for the rich. This will blow up the national debt and give them an excuse to cut Social Security and Medicare.
You don't blow up debt by stealing less money from the people. You blow up debt by recklessly spending money you don't have. Nobody's going to cut those entitlement programs, though sadly, because they're a Ponzi scheme, eventually they'll have to.
Democrats must stand firm against all of this. They should demand paid family leave, Medicare for all.
Paid family leave just means forced payment. All they'll do is take it from your salary or potentially not hire you at all if you're in birth-giving years. That's what will happen. They're not going to be caught doing it, but that's what will happen, bro. It's great that you say it, but the money has to come from somewhere.
Free public higher education, stronger unions, higher taxes on the rich, and the biggest boom in home construction since World War II.
Oh, home construction. You know who makes a crap ton of money off home construction? The supposed rich that you're railing against. And how exactly are they going to do it? By taking your money to help finance it so that they can continue to get richer. It's this dude is clueless.
Should also demand that corporations share their profits with their workers. They should call for limits on CEO pay.
Oh my God, this guy is insufferable. They do share their profits with their workers. That's how you get a salary and benefits and healthcare. If they share their profits, that means they also need to share their losses. Do you think an employee is going to help them cover a loss? I didn't think so. That's why the system works, bro. Oh, did you just say a limit on CEO pay? Who exactly sets that limit, you serpent? Some weaselly bureaucrat demon that caused all this mess? Good strategy, dog. You are so clueless. All right, I'm done. I can't stand this weasel. This dude had script writers and a production team to make an 8-minute piece of propaganda garbage to have you consider taking more leftist policies that have been destroying our country for decades. Good policy. If you want to be a completely soggy-brained idiot, follow this weasel.